in the thick of it, the holiday season, the most common time for couples to get engaged, raising the question, when it comes to that ring, how much should consumers really spend on a diamond?
Well, look, George, the common saying is a 3-month salary, but look, not everyone agrees with that. That's a big number, right? All right, including Groomsman CEO Dustin Sitar. He's joining us live right now. Dustin, thanks to you so much for being here. In your opinion, how much should someone actually spend on an engagement ring?
So I think that's a very, personalized question where it really depends on you and what your intentions are. The average spent in 2021 was around $5,500 on an engagement ring. But, the old 3-month, of salary is sort of an antiquated idea. You should be really leaning into what makes sense for you. For some people, that is, an heirloom that is just passed down and doesn't cost anything.
We're looking at some pictures here, Dustin. What styles of rings, and I've always been partial to just a single diamond, what are the most affordable?
Yeah, so that's a great place to start. And when you're looking to, get a ring on a budget, the most affordable is almost always going to be a cluster. This is a bunch of small stones that sort of are put together to create the illusion of a bigger stone. But those smaller stones individually are so much more affordable that the overall price can be very reasonable. And then the one that you mentioned there, George, the solitaire, this is just one stone. There's no accent pieces. So there's a lot less labor being put into it by a jeweler, and it's just that one stone. But you do have to be careful there. Those solitaire stones can get very big and of high quality, which will definitely increase the price.
Dustin, I'm not engaged. Nor am I anywhere near getting engaged. But if I was, I'd be looking for something just a bit pricier. What would you recommend?
Yeah, so the next step up there, which is very popular right now, is a halo ring. This sort of combines the cluster and the solitaire together, where you have a big center stone with the smaller pieces around it. And this is going to, basically take on both those costs and stones, but also there's a lot more intricate work done in the creation of the ring. And then if you really want to go all out, you go with a multi-stone ring, where you have multiple, what essentially would be center stones. A very popular one right now is a 3-stone ring. And so these definitely, take all the elements of all the other rings and sort of put them together to make the most expensive option for you.
Now, I've been engaged way too many times, Dustin, but I remember being told more than once something like the 3 C's, clarity, cut, carat, or something like that. Now, which carat weights should someone look and consider when it comes to cutting costs?
Yeah, so that's a great question. There tends to be what is called like magic numbers in diamond stone sizes. So if you're looking at like a 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat, a lot of consumers are trying to hit those numbers because they want to say they have a 1 carat or a 2 carat stone. So if you can say just under those numbers, like at a 0.95 carat or 1.95 carat, you can actually get some cost savings because there tends to be big jumps when you hit those whole numbers.
And what other tips do you have for, of course, wanting to keep engagement rings in the budget, right? Because you still got to pay for the wedding.
Absolutely. So, prices can vary a lot based on the other 2 C's you mentioned, color and clarity. So with color, I would feel comfortable going down to like a J, which is the lowest sort of color that you'd be willing to go to in order to, maintain the look that you're going for. And then like a VS1 is sort of the bottom that you want to do on clarity. And this will really help get you the most bang for your buck. And then the other thing that I would say is we're seeing a massive trend right now in lab grown. It continues to eat up market share, and lab grown tends to be, non-mined diamonds, and they tend to be, somewhere between 40 to 50% cheaper than a natural diamond. So if you're really looking to save some money, going lab grown, physically they are identical to a natural diamond. This is a great route to go.
And Dustin, we've got so many viewers out there that I am sure are watching right now looking for that perfect engagement ring. Where should they go?
So again, this is a really interesting and personal question. My personal recommendation is to look around. Don't just buy one from the first place you see. If you're looking online, there are lots of ways to compare prices. You're going to get a lot more generic pricing online, and in some cases more generic rings with it. Really, if you can find a family friend jeweler, somebody that you know, they can be amazing for leading you through this process. This isn't a process that you kind of want to skimp out on like putting your time and energy to. So an expert guide, that's local to you that you can go in and look at rings with, is often a great way to make sure that you're staying within your budget, but also getting the ring that's going to make sense for you for a very long time.
All right. Dustin Sitar, thanks so much for all of that good information.
Thank you so much for having me.